how do you have the strength to not be afraid? You're not afraid that somebody,
Well, I
may
mean,
try to harm
I'm
you?
different than most people. The things that they threaten, I stopped caring about a long time ago. Even life, I died a long time ago. G, I'm still in time.
Hi, I'm Carceno. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carceno and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. To go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them.
To have you on
Mm.
my main page. You too big to be on my second page. Do you mind if I go ahead and go live on my main page and you hit the link over there? Because I got a live already scheduled.
Well,
Or
yeah,
if you
just
got, or if you want to get it off and give us whatever time you got now, go
well,
ahead.
hold on a sec. Let me ask my producer because I am filming today. Actually, today is going to be quite a very legendary day. It's going to be one of those moments where my old interviews is going to hit real different after
I'm trying to tell you,
today.
they cannot call you crazy no more. I'm gonna tell you that because
Well,
you've
Kwame,
seen a
I'm
lot.
in Dallas.
Uh huh.
I'm in Dallas. I'm home in Dallas.
Okay. You've seen so much throughout your career. Like what are some of the things that kept you going after going through so much that you've gone through that you've expressed on the internet?
Talking to victims who were 20 years younger than me and were victims of the same people as me. That's simple.
And
Um,
how do you have the strength to not be afraid? You're not afraid that somebody,
well, I
may
mean,
try to harm
I'm
you?
different than most people. The things that they threaten, I stopped caring about a long time ago. Even life, I died a long time ago. G, I'm still in time. So so when you see life from that perspective, when people are attacking something that you've already embraced and let go, that's why they hate me, because they can't figure out which button to push. The best button that they had to push on me was my second husband. And as anyone can see, since he and all of the little YouTube plants have been out of my life, there have been there's been nothing. Like, nobody's realizing that. They still these weirdos on this app still running old arrests, trying to make it seem like it just happened, because they so desperately need people to not believe me or to believe something's wrong with me. They did this to Prince, they did it to Michael Jackson, they did it to Sam Cooke, they did it to do I gotta keep going? They did it to Luther Vandross, they did it to Phyllis Hyman. Do I gotta keep going? Lisa Nicole Carson, do I gotta keep going? Nick Carter, do I gotta keep going? Mac Miller. Do I gotta keep going? Like,
First and foremost, I want to say great job by Kwame Brown and Jaguar. Kwame was just doing his live, and Jag came in and she saw the title, saw her name, and just jumped in it. So it wasn't planned. He just saw her, and right away, he on instinctively, started asking, and he did a better job than damn Shannon Sharp with asking questions. And it's just genuine, just genuine questions that people would want to know the answers to. Um, you can go to Kwame Brown Bus Life 2.0 and Kwame Brown Bus Life, his channel, and watch the whole entire thing. What I wanted to do was give you guys the opportunity to see it for what it was, and just give you a snippet of like kind of what she was saying. Now, the way I look at things and the way other people may look at it, we might have different perspectives as far as, like how we see or view them, or some people have their own personal beliefs and things like that. But I just go off the information. So if you're asking me what did I think about it, her coming on there, I thought it was great. I thought it was best. This is the most like fluent I've heard her in a while. But based on the information, you could see that. Based on the information, it's like she takes something that's factual and she rides it into just like fantasy land, and it just goes from there. Yeah, and it just goes to a whole nother level. And she'll end up saying some things that, it's on the point, it's on level, and you'd be like, okay, all right, I get it. And then you just like, I don't get it. So it's very interesting, and I think it's very challenging for some. A lot of people can't accept um, they can't accept her information because it might be against people she know. Like right now, like she said, I told you we're gonna get Diddy and he's gonna give us Jay-Z. It's like, when did you say that? Because before she would never mention anything about Jay-Z in a negative at all. When she was doing her rants, Jay-Z was the golden calf. Couldn't be touched. And all of a sudden she just flipped. And now Jay-Z he's worse than Clive Davis right now. First it was all about Clive Davis and Diddy and Clive and Diddy, and we knew like a couple of her stories were kind of not true. They was built around the truth, and then they went into like fantasy land. So some of it you just gotta take with a grain of salt. Like when she said Proof was writing for Eminem, I'm just like, really? Oh man. Proof was writing the rhymes. I'm like, now, knowing people that's around the D12 area, um, knowing Proof don't really write anything. For people that don't really know, Proof is a freestyle. He likes to freestyle rap. That's his style. I've rarely seen anything of Proof writing anything. Really, for real. Even when he go in there to do his raps, Proof just freestyle. Now, I'm not gonna say he didn't come up with a concept because the name of my band and all that, my band, that came up with I think Canava and all those guys came up with the plot idea for my band. My band, my band, my band. Like Swifty McVeigh and I think Canava came up with that, and they worked it around and played on it, and Eminem liked the idea. So collectively as a group, they came up with that. But proof writing for Eminem, no, it's never happened. Like I said, she'll take some truth and ride the truth, then it'll go to Crazy Town and just Fantasyland. And I'm just like, okay, now we're in, it was the truth. That's true. Then I don't know about that. And what are you talking about? So, yeah, but she's entertaining. I mean, you can't take that away from Jag. She's very entertaining. It's just that I know when to get off the stop. When listening to the story, I know where I stop in the story when I'm listening to Jag tell it. I know when to get off. I'm not taking the train all the way to the end. I'd be like, okay, I listened to this story to this point. Okay, this is where I get off. It's going to Crazy Town. I'm not taking the trip there. Rest of y'all can stay on this train till it goes off the rails. Right, I'm not going to Crazy Town with you. But a lot of y'all said, man, what you think about Jag? I mean, it was good. It was entertaining. She knows how to captivate her audience and keep people intrigued, and she's gonna have a lot of people that's gonna want to make a lot of money off of her. So go ahead and continuously doing that. Um, I just know when to get off on Crazy Town. Had a good time in St. Charles. Definitely, definitely, you want to do that. You're gonna want to make sure that you get all of your information, and see how many people know about these stories. Like you hear the other people talk about it. I mean, did you expect somebody to say that they did these things? But if you know Diddy ain't finna do something like what she was saying with Christopher Williams. Like, if you know Diddy and any situation he's been in, he's never done something like that in front of everybody. That would have never been, he would have never done that in an open environment like that. All of his activities happen behind closed doors in private with security there and everything. So for something like that, for somebody that's like, I just walked in on it, like, you're not going to really walk in on something like that unless it's in an environment that everybody in there is on that level and on that time. So I just don't, I don't really feed into all that. I'm very much no, I'm not against Jag. I'm not against anybody. My thing is, I just have my beliefs, and from knowing, from just being around certain situations and happen to know certain people, I know some of the things she said wasn't factual. Like trying to insinuate Big L situation with Jay Z, like trying to play that narrative because she has a problem with Jay Z. It's like, why even bring something like that? I mean, the man's dead and ain't got nothing to do with Jay Z. Why even bring that to the forefront? Then you know somebody that knew him and know They don't even agree with me over the LeBron stuff, but I think his name's Kareem. He actually knew Big L and was like, Cino's right. That's not how Big L attitude was. That's not how he acted. Period. He didn't act like that. He was never ever that the way she was describing him. He was never that type of individual. And I'm like, I know him through people that rap. And the depiction that I got of him was the same one Kareem said, that's him. So I'm saying that her story was just, like I said, truth, but it goes to eventually leads to the direction she wants it to go or what her perception is. It goes from what's real to perception. And that's the only problem I have with her stories is that it starts off something real and then it's just turns into a perception. And sometimes the perceptions are so far fetched and it just goes to align with the agenda of the person she doesn't like. Yeah, some of the stuff is spot on. Like a lot of the stuff with like Will, Jada, and the stuff in Philly, she's pretty much spot on because she knows that to a certain degree. Then it just spirals and goes into a realm that it shouldn't even go. People ask me, Jag could sing. Yes, she could sing better than Alicia Keys. Everybody know that. I mean, that's not a question. When Jag was Jag, she could sing better than Alicia Keys. Period. She can hit notes Alicia Keys can't hit. Alicia Keys was never a strong singer. Jag was a vocalist that they tried to make into a pop star. I haven't heard her talk about that diet they put her on. They put her on a diet, be like for real. When they wanted her to be like a sexy Missy Elliott. Like for real, this is real talk. They wanted her to be like a sexy Missy Elliott. Like we want you to be a sexy Missy Elliott type. And putting her in these like leather outfits with the hair braids and trying to make her like sexy and all this stuff and they had her on like this crazy diet and it was nuts. Yeah, they told me about that. So that was back in the day in her album. But I never really heard her talk about it. It's not dissing her. I'm just saying that just some of the things that happened during the time. I was often trying to figure out who the background because I was telling y'all how this game is, man. Background singers, they do a lot of work, man. They come in freelance, like somebody will call them up, they just come to the studio, do the vocals, they get to kick it, they get to hang out, they get to drink, smoke, or whatever, and they'll go back to the hood. Like somebody was from like Red Hook, they came over to the studio. Like New York is wild, man. Like I'm telling you, New York is just wild. The way the studios were back then, man, that's just a lost art in time. Being in a recording studio, watching the process. It's not as fabulous as people think. It, believe me, it's a lot of long hours, and you believe me, it'll be nothing getting done. It'll be some progress made, but you don't see the progress. A lot of it is beats going in. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. Mm-hmm. And somebody will come in with a track. They put that track in. Dun, 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 dun. Take that out. Yeah, take that part out of it. Can you take that part out? Which part? I want to take out that. Can you add like a hi hat right there? Yeah, can you just add that in there when you get to that at the beginning? Yeah, get the engineer in there. Call him up. Well, you're gonna have to pay Derek. So yeah, if y'all want Derek to come in here, you gotta like it'd be like 35 of the most craziest brothers you've ever seen in your life, and one white guy, and that's the engineer. It's crazy. It's all out hell. But that's the game. That's hip hop. So no, there is a situation that no, Kwame Brown is way bigger than what they got him at. I mean, he's blowing up now, bigger than anything I've ever seen. As far as this election going, man, there's so many people got Kwame Brown clips. It was like on some other Republican channel, like it was like a former NBA player Kwame Brown says. I'm like, they finna get KB in so much the way they chopping it up. I'm like, damn, you would think he like he just can't stand Kamala. Boy, he the way he going off, boy. I'm like, she better not win the election. She gonna come right for Kwame Brown. He better not be late on no child support or nothing, boy. She coming. KB, she coming. The way I used to see it is a whole different type of environment. Like the way I see things and the way they've developed are now they put on a different structural path. Like you got people who are storytellers. Like me, I'm a storyteller. When I break stuff down, I normally break it down in story. You have some people who are analytical guys, and then you have people who just improvise and they very animated, and they have that style of doing it. And a lot of people who do this, they almost need somebody on there because they're conversationalists. And that's how Kwame Brown is. Kwame Brown could just give it to you raw, but he's more of a conversationalist than anybody you've ever seen. Me, I tell more in story. Like I like to break it down in story mode. Him, and that's why they be like, "Oh, you're long winded." It's because I'm normally making the video by myself. That's why he does mostly panels because he's great with conversation. He's a conversationalist, and his videos thrive more with conversation and dialogue. That's why he has more panels. Me, I'm in the storytelling mode. Then you have some people; they're all analytical. It's always by the numbers. So everybody is good in their elements, and they can excel. Meaning they don't mean they can't do other things. Because I feel I'm great in conversation as well. But the thing is that when everybody's in their wheelhouse and they're going, Kwame Brown is the best at it when it comes to engaging with everybody. To me, he's got that better than anyone. because it's genuine. There's no agenda. This is how he truly feels. So if you got somebody who's living that truth, then you understand what it is. Gotta find out what works for you and make it work for you. Can't nobody do that but you. And once you understand that, then you're on your way. Because nothing can hold you back then. Nothing they put in front of you. You eviscerate anything they put in front of you, man. So blessings to Jag. She got a good situation going for herself. She just don't care, like she just said, about life. I know it gets to that point where you just be like, look, I've died already. And I felt like that too. The one thing she said there, I felt I died already. I died in that car accident. I'm on borrowed time. And I'm grateful for it. My life before the car accident and my life after the car accident. Two different paths. I became an entirely different person after that car accident. I became way more grateful, way more appreciative of life. I didn't have a crash out mentality like she has. Like I'm just gonna go all out, crash out. But if I'm confronted with something, I don't fear as much as like the average person would fear because I felt like I've already done that and I'm here. Like some people feel invincible when that happens, and some people feel grateful. I'm one of the people that feel grateful. Mm. You know how your body can tell when the weather's changing? I'm in Chicago, so y'all know the weather changed a lot here. But I could tell from my sinuses that summer is leaving, fall is coming. So I could tell when our weather is changing. It'd be like 80 in the morning, and then it dropped to like 50 at night. Almost. It's getting there. We're getting to that point. So definitely keep that in mind. So shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life, Ticket TV, Damn DPOV. Welcome to HDIITV, Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez. And don't forget to go to my Patreon, which is Carceno for Life. We have a lot more entertaining things to talk about over there, and we could be a little bit more free than what we are right now. Bless all of you, and I'm out.